Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Markets Podcast. It is Monday, October the 6th, 2025. And at the time I'm recording this, the U.S. stock market has been open for a little bit less than an hour. It's about 8:22 a.m. my time. I'm definitely breaking the mold for what I normally do on a Monday. Usually on a Monday, I am recording this towards the close of the market or shortly after the close of the market. I'm doing it early for a couple of reasons. Number one, I've already picked the trade I want to be in for the Signal newsletter trade. I've already sent it out. I've already heard on Discord that some people have been filled on that trade. So we are officially in a new diagonal spread of a bull call calendar on the DIA, the ETF that just basically mirrors the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And interestingly, right after sending that out this morning and getting filled right at the limit order that I set on it, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped. It started to the upside today, and futures were pointing up, but it dropped, and it's down about 0.5% right now as we speak, down about 265 points. This number that's, even though this website is often, has anywhere from a 20-second to up to a 2-minute delay, that's pretty close to what I'm seeing in front of me on my TV screen, which I assume is the TV should be pretty up to the minute. The NASDAQ having a good day and the S&P having a good day. 12 points is not a huge move up, but we're approaching a 0.25% here, and we're up about almost 0.5% on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is being led primarily by AMD, and you can see that's the lead article. Sam Altman's OpenAI is going to make a huge investment in AMD for its chip making. That is big for AMD. AMD, I don't know where they're at right now, and I'm sick to my stomach that I'm not in an AMD trade right now. The would have, could have, should haves of that. 30%, and that is a massive one-day move for any stock, let alone one of these bigger chip makers. So AMD just absolutely crushing it this morning. We can see here it looks like if this number is, not too much of a delay, and I'm sure it's not more than maybe a 30-second to a minute delay, still up over 26, almost 27%, and close to that 30% mark that it was at. I mean, that is just a massive, massive move up for a one-day move on AMD. And look, that's having fallen a lot since the open. I think they opened up over 35% to the upside. So just an incredible move up. If we looked at it on this 6-month chart right here, you can see that today's move up is just, ridiculously high. Now, I anticipate over the next couple of days, there's going to be some profit taking on AMD. Might even happen before the market closes today, where it gives back. I mean, if you can see that little tick mark on there, it opened up way high, went way high. And then there's the current level right there. So yeah, it's already given back a chunk of what it got right at the open, but still a very impressive, 27+% move up. I anticipate that after a few days of profit taking, I'll probably open a trade on AMD. I mean, you can't ignore this type of a move, and I don't think this announcement is going to cause this move to be very short term. I think it'll move up pretty dramatically in the coming months following this announcement, but after giving back a little bit on some profit taking. So that's where we find ourselves in the early, in the first hour of trading today. Back to my reason for doing this early. Number one, it's because I found the trade already that I wanted to put on for this week. But number two, it's kind of a personal note, but the reason why I'm doing this early, I was able to see 4 of my 5 grandchildren over the weekend, and all 4 of them had the runny noses and the watery eyes and sounded congested as they tried to talk. And my wife and I both woke up this morning with all of the sinus infection or mild cold symptoms. I am medicated right now on over-the-counter cold medicine, but I'm definitely feeling it with that little headache that you get kind of behind your eyes and that sinus pressure. So I want to get this done right now while I have some energy, while I'm still feeling pretty good. Hopefully what I've got won't get any worse than it is right now. If it doesn't get any worse, I'm going to be absolutely fine. I'll end up having a great week. And this will be a really, really short-lived thing. But right now, at this moment in time, I've got all those symptoms, and it's definitely coming on. So I'm going to get this done, have it out of the way. And that way, if I need to lay down for the rest of the day, I can do so. I don't want to, but if I need to, I can do that. So that's the reason why we're doing this early. All right. I looked at the economic calendar this week, and then it occurred to me that none of these reports that are scheduled for this week are probably going to come out unless and until the government shutdown is over. And right now, the government shutdown, I look at what's going on, and I don't think this government shutdown is going away. I don't think it's ending anytime soon. I think there are enough Democrats that are dug in hard and dug in tight, and they're so vacant of ideas that they can use to push forward their agenda that they're desperately hanging on to this government shutdown and hoping that sentiment will turn and that Republicans will start getting blamed. The problem is every one of these high-profile vocal Democrats in the Senate that is going out, that are going out in front of cameras right now and saying, you know, Republicans aren't willing to negotiate with us. They're all on tape. They're all on video from the last time a government shutdown was threatened or actually took place. And they're all saying we shouldn't shut the government down. This is, you know, these dastardly Republicans won't sign our clean resolution. Well, they've got in front of them a clean continuing resolution, and they refuse to sign it because they want to relitigate what's already been litigated. This is what bothers me. I'm going to get a little bit political for a minute here, and then I'll get off it. Here's what really bothers me about what's going on with this government shutdown. It's not that we're shut down. I got to be honest with you. I hope it lasts longer. I hope the government remains shut down for some time. Non-essential government agencies, in my opinion, should not exist at all. And I think the government should remain shut down indefinitely if it's only non-essential things. Now, some of those non-essential departments are responsible for getting paychecks to our servicemen and some other essential government offices. And we need to, in a few cases, we need to redefine what is essential and what is not essential. But those things that remain in the non-essential category, I want them to stay closed down forever. But the thing that bothers me so much about the stance that Democrats are taking is that they want to undo things that got done in the big, beautiful bill that got passed in the summer. It's like there's this break from reality. There's this lack of acknowledgement that is a fight that they have already lost. It's like the game is over, and they want to go back and play the game again. And instead of, and look, it's okay to say the game is over, but we haven't lost the season yet. We can fight other fights. We can do other things in the future to try and push our agenda. But you don't get to go back and replay the game that's already been played. The Trump won the election. Republicans won the House of Representatives. Republicans won the Senate through reconciliation, which is something the Democrats have used very effectively when they've been in power, when they've had the majority in the Senate and the House. Through reconciliation, a bill was passed that made changes to the law. It literally changed things. And now Democrats want to say, you have to undo that or we're not going to fund the government and move forward. It's like, no, I'm sorry. You don't get to go back and replay that game that has ended. There are more games coming up. The season is not over. You have opportunities and you have other ways to do this, but you don't get to go back and replay the same game. And that's what they want to do. And that's what bothers me. And that's what makes their stance so unbelievably hypocritical. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Republican politicians are not hypocritical at times. They absolutely are. I don't know that some Republicans wouldn't be doing the same thing if the shoe was on the other foot. But the Democrats in Washington, D.C. right now, the politicians, their hypocrisy is so on display right now that there are even some mainstream media outlets, far left organizations, like blatantly, ridiculously far left, like CNN, like ABC and NBC and CBS, and they are crazy far to the left in the way they cover things. They're actually calling out some of these Democrat politicians and saying, yeah, but this is the opposite of what you said 3 years ago or 4 years ago or 2 years ago when things were reversed. This is completely different from what you used to say. And their answers to that are pitiful. They are absolutely pitiful. And so it's, that's what bothers me is just, and maybe I shouldn't be bothered. Maybe I should be glad that their full blatant hypocrisy is on display the way it is, and that even their own in their corner media outlets are having to call them out on it. Now, what does all that do for the market? Absolutely nothing. I don't think right now the markets care even a little bit right now about this government shutdown. Now, the Dow is down a little bit today. I don't think the Dow being down is a reflection of people being fearful or nervous about the government being closed. And it's basically the Dow has ignored that for 6 of the last 7 trading days. If today finishes to the negative side, it'll be 1 in 7 days that the Dow has finished down a little bit. And we're early in the day. The Dow could turn. I mean, the Dow was down, I believe, close to 300 points at one point in time today. And if you look at this 1-day intraday chart, look at how far it's already come back. It started to the positive side. It went way down. It's on kind of a somewhat steady march to the upside right now. That doesn't mean it's going to go back into positive territory. Doesn't mean it's going to finish to the upside today. But right now, at this moment in time, things are looking good, or at least they're not looking real bad. Interestingly, the NASDAQ is almost an exact opposite picture. They have given up a little bit from where they were. They started the day to the upside. They wobbled, came back almost as high as what they opened, but now they're kind of giving up a little bit. But again, the day is very early. We're very early in the trading day, so we'll see what happens. The new trade, I put on on DIA. I put on a long-term, well, not super long-term, but a somewhat longer-term bull call calendar spread. I think today will be a one-off. I think this kind of steady upward march is going to continue long enough to make our trade profitable. We've got 470 long calls that are out in January. We've got 475 short calls that expire in November. I think we'll push up past that 475. I think we'll end up rolling this out and up at least one time, and then we'll get the target profit that we want and be able to close the trade. That is my prediction on this trade. I think we've got the same thing happening with Amazon right now, and we've got good things going on. If you did not see it on Discord, I closed CrowdStrike because for the first time in a long time, my CrowdStrike trade went profitable. It was not profitable by a lot, but it was in the plus column. It was a good time to get out of the trade. I exited. I took the profit. I'm done with CrowdStrike in terms of the open spread trade. I'll trade CrowdStrike again, but for right now, we took a trade that went very much against us. We adjusted it multiple times. We got back to being profitable. We're out. No point in staying in that. After a big drop on Friday, our Palunteer trade has come back a lot and is looking very nice today. Our Nvidia trade is down a little bit today because Nvidia, because of the AMD news, Nvidia is one of only a few tech stocks that is down a little bit. And it's really not that bad. And our Amazon trade has given up a little bit today, but still not a bad trade. I'm not too concerned about it. On the triple play side, we opened new trades on JPM and Palunteer this morning. I have a trade. It's not filled, but it's open for Strategy Inc., which used to be MicroStrategy. The mid price is awfully close to the limit price that I wanted to get on that. So mine is still, I'm leaving that order in place. I'll see if it fills by the end of the day. The limit price we put on was 375. The mid price just a second ago was 395. It's been as high as 420 and 425 and even 430 today. I'm hopeful that they'll wobble a little bit throughout the day and that trade will still fill. And if it does, we're going to be in really, really phenomenal shape. Palunteer and JP Morgan both filled, and Palunteer, the trade is already profitable. I'm looking forward to these triple play trades this week. On the collar side of things, I've still got to adjust SoFi. I'm still kind of watching and sort of biding my time. I'm going to make an adjustment to it this week. I just don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but it will get adjusted this week. Okay, so right now I'm still feeling pretty good. I'm medicated, but I will put it out on Discord and in an email for everybody. If at any time this week I feel like I can't get online and do a podcast, I'll let you know that why I didn't do it, or let you know that it's not being done. But I'll try not to just surprise you by not having something go out one day. I hopefully this little cold will not get any worse than it is, and I'll be great for the rest of the week. But I just want to give you a heads up just in case. All right. That's all I have for today. I'm going to wrap up right there, and everybody have a great Monday, and hopefully I will be back online recording a podcast tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.